all of you. I know last time I was on, I was talking about other things and stuff and everything. Well, I just wanted to update you real quick because it's 90 something degrees here on the East Coast, and it's just one of those where Mercury's retrograde just literally like destroys things and stuff and everything, but also brings light to things because right now, as you see, I'm in, this is one of the vlogging areas, but it's under construction right now because I'm trying my best to get everything together, fix everything. I don't have an official vlogging area because a lot of changes have happened. All right. I'm continuing to move forward because I just was privy to other information from my family, and it's sad because I cannot believe how many people really do not know me that are blood related, you know? Because you get so many people who think they know you, think that they can control you, think that they can do things and stuff, and you won't see through the veil. Like, you won't see through things. That's why I wanted to talk about that topic with mental health on narcissism, sadism, all that stuff and everything and stuff. And the problem I was having was there are too many people who think I'm talking about them, or they're giving information to people who don't know me or I don't even associate with. So this is where I just sit here and I go like, okay, what's next on this wonderful show that everyone thinks of? Who knows Gadget, right? I have friends right now that are so upset and pissed off at people because what they have seen and what they have heard is not me. And they're in my life 24/7 where family members are not. My family members do not like vlogging. My family members do not like anything that seems babyish to people. Growing up, I was not privileged to a lot of things, but they keep forgetting that little detail because when you have one golden child and one scapegoat, yeah. So, I'm just looking at everything right now because of everything and all that. I'm just trying to make sure nothing pops up on everything, and I'm looking for, because even this is all, and wow, 14 people. Interesting. I know I got pretty stuff around and everything. This is called a work in progress because there are too many spies in my family, friend circle, and everything else because of everything. And oh, there should be a translation button. I always put, because I'm dyslexic and I can't speak another language, I put a translation button. I'm surprised the translation button isn't here and stuff, but that's what you get, you know? I know everybody's coming in. I know everybody's like trying to figure out, because it's rare for me to come on, but it was just that I had a spur of the moment. I wanted to update all of you and let you guys know I'm still fixing things and all the other stuff, cosplay behind me. I mean, it's just that with everything going on and stuff, it's just been a world of whirlwinds, and um trying to rebuild channels, rebuild things, rebuild connections, because like I said, I found out that my family really does not know me, and they were spreading other alleged things as well as other people and stuff, and that's why people don't know who I am or anything. So I'm always trying my best to explain myself, but one of my friends just said to me, I don't have to explain myself. It's called just move forward, let the haters hate, and anybody that was trying to play me or anything or use me to so they didn't have to do the dirty work or anything, let them go. They know what they did, they know what they're doing and everything, and I just leave it at that. You know? So what was the update I wanted to give you guys? Well, working on this mess. It's almost 90 degrees here. It is a nightmare. Okay. I'm trying to, because I can't put the computer on, because in 90-degree weather with no air conditioner, you can't put a computer on. So I thought I could just try to tidy up a little bit because we had to fix a crack in this wall and everything. And I wanted to come on to let you guys know that I had Mercury's retrograde give me a blessing and a win. And it was crazy because most people think it's about them, and that tells me you have a guilty conscience and everything. So I'm sitting here going like, great, who has the guilty consciences and all this other stuff? Because I was dealing with situations with my family that I was like trying to respond to something, and my sibling decides to basically blow up on things. So guilty much? So I just let it go, you know? I have no idea. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. Singular, conju, and mela. I have no idea. Okay, I'm not illiterate. I'm not unintelligent or anything. It's just that if I don't have to read, I don't want to read. You understand? Being dyslexic, when you get, that's another thing I was going to talk to you guys about on my other channel and everything. When you get teacher abuse, you get parental abuse because you grew up in the generation where I don't care if you're learning disabled or not, you act like a normal human being and you have manners and respect. Yeah. Um, oh, okay. Sorry. It's just like I said, I am in 90-degree weather. It is hot. And like my friends say, I should not have to explain myself. And it's sad because that's what vlogging is. You're explaining things and doing things and stuff. And I'm trying to hide half of the problems that are over here and everything. And some of my other stuff, some people don't like because of a situation with a certain author and everything. But that series got me through 3 deaths and bullying and stuff. So we're going to leave it at that. And hopefully people understand that hate the author, whatever, and everything, but the work is somewhat okay because even Wiccans are mad at her too. All right, allegedly. So that's why I'm trying to hide certain things right here. But yeah, that's my cosplay that I cannot fit into right now because that was another show I had done because I have a second channel. It's called Gadget Pendragon After Dark. And that was supposed to be for more adult conversation where we can be normal human beings. We don't have to sugarcoat anything and stuff. And I was talking about polycystic ovary syndrome, or now polymetabolic. Polymetabolic, PMOS, polymetabolic something syndrome. Okay, I'm still learning it. And I have that. And I've had it for a long time because I don't look my age and everything. And because people don't want to admit that I'm also helping to take care of my family and everything and stuff, um, I basically am back and forth and everything. And I had just recently, a year ago, lost my job because, like I said, people feel dyslexics are hardship. Everybody, like, you know what I mean? Because it was at a time when the governments allegedly were changing, DEI, ADA, and they mixed the two up and they're not supposed to. Plus, you have people that are one-sided because they think if you have a learning disability, you're dumb and stupid and ignorant. You know, I mean, that's what my family is portraying to my blood family right now. I just found that out because a relative who does not want to be named filled me in on what the hell people have been feeding my sibling and what's been going on and stuff all these years that I am like, my friends are more my family. But that's here nor there. So what happens now? Well, I basically have to now fix certain things on my other channel because I'm learning StreamYard. I'm used to just doing like cold reads and cold whatever and then editing myself and then running episodes. But going forward, because my producer's on a hiatus right now while everything is going on and stuff, I was going to do pre-tape shows and everything, talk about more about PCOS, talk about everything else and everything. And I just wanted to update you guys until I got other information. And I was like, I really don't have family. My friends are more my family, you know? And that's why they're all upset right now because they know what's been going on, not only with my family, but people on the outside who have been trying to twist who I am because of other things that they think that I'm scared of them. If you're older than me and want to act like you're in high school, I feel sorry for you. And I rarely feel sorry for anybody, you know? And they never heard the word no. And that's part of the problem. People don't hear the word no, you know, or they want to conveniently forget. And that's a classic narcissistic thing. Me, I've been told no my whole friggin' life. I have been threatened. Like I grew up, and my mom will not admit it, but they say if you touch it, I break your hands. That's the era I grew up in, you know. So I just came on live to fill you guys in on that I'm still alive. I'm still going to progress forward. And that right now my second channel is just still under construction because it doesn't have enough followers. And the followers that are following it are mostly people that tried to destroy my life and everything. So I have been weeding through all of my social medias to remove family and other people who are just not letting me move forward in life. And that is why I keep telling everybody, haters are fun, because that means they didn't want to learn how to do something because they're jealous of something you can do when they could just learn it. And they hate you for knowing something when they could learn it. And they're envious of you, but learn it. Learn how to do it like I did. I have a degree in it. But when you get people that want it their way or no way, it is just like hard to basically do anything. And right now, like I said, I'm trying to hide half of the things because I'm working. That's why you guys haven't seen a lot of my videos. Like a lot of the channels keep asking, when are you going to post all your anime stuff? When are you going to post all the other things that when you go to conventions and things like that? I try, people, but I'm dealing with elderly parents, a family that is full of narcissists and wannabe crybabies who keep just not letting me have my peace because they don't want me to succeed. And I know a bunch of you know about people like that that don't want you to succeed. And then everybody else that tries to copy me, which I don't mind, you know? But don't blame me if it doesn't work. Or don't use me as your scapegoat because you don't want to get your hands dirty. You know, I had enough of that with my family. So what's going on forward? Well, like I said, working on behind the scenes stuff, trying to figure out and learn StreamYard for myself because I used to use a different program. And being dyslexic, it is hard to learn certain things and stuff, but people don't understand I can do it if you don't try to trick me or do anything and stuff. Basically trying to make more connections with people that actually care about me, that don't want to destroy me, don't want to say that I'm a bad person and all this other stuff because they didn't like the fact I stood up to them. Like my sibling doesn't like the fact I keep standing up to them because I really want nothing to do with them. I've never, after 2008, I really wanted nothing to do with them, but my family makes me, and that's part of the victimization of narcissists when you're a victim of narcissism. But I do it because I am tired. I'm too old for this. And if they just want to hate me, let them hate me. You know, it gives them something to live for. You know, I say to myself, I'm here to piss so many people off, you know? That's my mission in life, is to piss people off. Because I'm not going to change me for others. Because they want what I have or they don't want to hear what I have to say. You know? You can't have something somebody else has. You can learn from them, but you cannot take from them. So if you try to twist my words, twist anything and stuff, it's going to come back to you. Because there's too many people in my life that know me and know who I am and will set people straight. Because with my sibling, you would have to ask them, do you know anything about your sibling? And if they say, well, this, and this, and people go, no, that's not them. No, that's not them. I've had already 5 people say to me that, no, they don't know you. They never call you. No, I don't even get a phone call from these people. They only call me when they want something. And that's the story of my life. People in my life only call me when they want something. So I put my foot down. I said, no more. I'm not a doormat. Right? So everybody's upset. And especially yesterday, because I knew they were baiting me with the narcissism and everything. I knew they were baiting me in the family. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting and everything. And I waited for the right moment, because that right moment, thank you, Mercury's retrograde, gave me the info I needed. And some family members have stepped up and asked me certain questions where they were given the wrong information about me. And what I found out, I want nothing to do with my blood family. So yeah, because they're gullible enough to believe anything my sibling and my mother says. And yes, they'll show this to my mother and my sibling, but think about it. Ask them, do they know anything about me? What I do, who I am, who my friends are? They can't tell you who my friends are. They refuse to tell. They don't like my friends. They don't like my life. They think that if someone is a voice actor or in entertainment or does cosplay, that's baby stuff. That needs to go away. It needs to get gotten rid of. Like this, no, 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 no. This is not appropriate in their eyes. This is all make believe, delusional and stuff. That people who do this are delusional. That it's a waste of time. Go get a real job. Go get this. Go get that. Newsflash, AI allegedly has killed all real jobs. I can't even find a job because I'm over 40. I'm not going to tell you how much over 40. I have a learning disability, which is dyslexia, dysgraphia, mirror touch synesthesia. And I have dysgraphia and I walk with a cane because of the damage done to my knee from Cipro. And that was another thing I was going to talk about on my other channel. Because my other channel is more for these, like, theories and things like that and everything. And I have authors and everybody that want to come on. I have things, but it's when you ask people for help is when it goes downhill. So I'm hoping, future-wise, that more people realize that there are too many people who know who I am and what I do and are pissed off right now with my family and other people. Because once again, I got played. Once again, I was used as a scapegoat. Once again, someone used me for their dirty work and then twisted everything. And people think this is all brand new. This has been going on since I could walk. Okay? This is not my first rodeo. This is not, I'm not, dealing with narcissistic people and sadistic people, and people just hate my guts, They don't like the fact that I can do things because I sometimes disprove things that people with learning disabilities, because I had to survive. I had to learn how to do it because nobody was willing to teach me. That's why I look at everybody and I'm like, to find out from family members that your own family is jealous of you, hateful of you, and envious because you know how to sew. Well, my grandfather was a tailor. He taught me before he passed away. I was little. I was learning to sew. There's creatives in my family. My mother was a bridal seamstress. All this other stuff. We went to sewing classes. We went to all these other things and all that. I was an artist until I had a car accident. I mean, my hands I can't really draw like I used to. I mean, my last good picture was my Sailor Moon oil painting I did. That sits and everything that I'll show you guys one time next time and everything. But I used to draw. I used to whatever. But I do things for Halloween. I know you guys have seen those where I decorate and stuff. I'm a merchandiser and everything. I'm more a visual artist because of my learning disability, but no one wants to hire me. And then if I do get a job, we have the situation where, oh, if you go out, someone's going to get you. Someone's going to do this. Someone's going to do that. You can't go by yourself. Have your father drive you. But then they deny it to the family and stuff. So where does that leave me? Looking for work in the field that I can, but then I'm finding scam jobs. AI is taking the jobs for art and everything. All this other stuff. And when do I have time to do anything? I'm a textile. I do crocheting and all that stuff. But when do I have time? Because I have to look for work. This apartment, there was a crack in the wall, everything and stuff. We're fixing one room at a time. So, and it's 90 degrees with no air conditioner. Okay? So, it's very slow go and everything. So that's why I don't have a lot of my videos I used to put on here. And then when Instagram got rid of the lives and everything, that I could talk to you guys and do unboxings, because one of my unboxings will be on here soon. And everything, couldn't do that anymore. It was like everybody kept stopping my growth. And I'm like, what the friggin' hell did I do wrong? And then I said to myself, I didn't do anything wrong. It's technology was changing. It was people's views are changing. It was the fact that people who want something try to take things from you because they don't think you can handle it. Or you have a learning disability, you can't do it, Or how did you do it? Did you do that right? I went to school for it. I learned on my own. I was creative. I've always been creative. But when people don't want to learn themselves or study for themselves, it makes it bad for others. And that's what hurts. I've got so many ideas for... You want to crack up laughing? This is only one cosplay, and you guys can tell what it is. And you see how small it is, right? that's how thin I was before I had to, for the last year, like I couldn't go walk, I couldn't, whatever. I'm puffier now. Like if you go back in my videos, you'll see I was a little thinner. That's part of polycystic ovary syndrome too. Like I don't even eat anything. I eat like rabbit food, like salads or anything, because I have also allergies. And I don't have a routine anymore because of the stress and everything, and that also puts weight on and everything and stuff. So it's not that I overeat. It's not that I drink a ton of soda and everything, but when you have people who don't, understand, what to do, like, oh, somebody said about a store and stuff. I actually had a store. It's on customizedgirl.com. The link is in my description thing and stuff. I sell t-shirts and everything too, but no one seems to buy them, you know? And then the stores also told me not to sell anything right now because they're reinventing themselves, because we had a little argument about how when it says direct to film and direct to garment, I want direct to garment. I'm tired of direct to film because I can do direct to film, because I used to make that when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, because we used to take wax paper and draw our images on it and iron them onto our shirts. So, yeah, like direct to film on clothing to me is just me taking wax paper and making a drawing, and hoping it lasts. Direct to garment, I love that. It's on the garment, it lasts and everything. And I know you guys are seeing what my t-shirt is. This is actually the Funimation one, by the way. I have the Crunchyroll one, and they're two different. This is actually softer than the Crunchyroll, and the Crunchyroll is so stiff, the material and stuff. It's a different company too, and this one was softer, so this one became my nightshirt. Right now I'm in summer pajamas because it is, like I said, 90 degrees in here, and I needed a break, and I needed to say, let me update everybody, and I ramble, I talk, I scream, I yell, I whatever, because I'm half Italian. Okay, I don't know if you could see it, I'm half Italian. All right, but my eyes are anything, right? Oh yeah, and the tinted glasses someone had asked me for in my last video was because part of my dyslexia, words move on the page. So I have the tinted glasses so I can see the words not move and everything. Plus it makes everything a lot crisper and doesn't have a yellow hue to it, because everything to me seems yellow and I don't like that and everything. It drives me nuts. It basically messes with my visual cortex. And then I'm recovering from a bad ear infection in here because a doctor missed, because I'm prone to cysts as well. So that's why I wanted to bring that up to you guys when I do my shows. But it was going on a good roll until we had a bunch of snags, hiccups, and people that just don't give up. People that don't understand, walk away, leave me alone, I'm the least of your worries. Don't try to take from me. Don't try to say things about me that aren't true. Don't try to whatever, because there's too many people out there who know who I am and know what my character's like and understand, because like I said, I just got a family member that messaged me. They don't want to mention their name, but told me everything that has been said about me to the family, and I'm wondering why these people think the way they do of me. And it's all stemming from my sibling and my mother. And these are people who do not know me. They don't like my life. They don't like the fact that I know voice actors. They don't like the fact that I'm having fun. They don't like the fact that this life I'm living is not what they wanted for me. I mean, I just got yelled at saying to have people cut my internet off. And I was like, why? Because how jealous and hateful and envious can you be of somebody? That is the least of your worries, because you're sitting there in your big house where you claim my apartment is the size of your master bedroom, walk-in closet, and bathroom. And I'm trying to find work but be called lazy and all that, saying, oh, it's your learning disability, it's causing you not to get... Yeah, because people have that mentality that because I'm learning disabled, I'm a hardship. And I'm gonna fight that. I am literally, yeah, you see my stars. My stars are actually falling. Yeah, I had moon and star. My theme was moon and stars, everything. I mean, if you guys know, this guy was from Halloween. Here's my Genchi frog. If you guys had seen that witch video that I have where the broom is turning and everything and stuff. I mean, I have a lot of haters. I've always had, but then the haters get proven wrong. But it's a little too late, and then they try to apologize, or they go like, oh, nothing happened. Like, I'm dealing with people right now that, yeah, I'll talk to you, but nice knowing you. Don't have my phone number, right? Yep, nice knowing you. Go live your life. Go have fun. I'm not your problem. So, yeah, I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to hide certain things that are up there and all that. And yeah, so let's just keep focusing on that because I don't want, But yeah, this is I have to re-alter this or everything because it's too short. But I have other cosplay that's sitting out here because I have a makeshift closet because this is the East Coast for you. But yeah, like I have other cosplays. You can see the other cosplays sitting over there and stuff. But there's these cosplays here. Like I have all this cosplay. I have all this cosplay. I am waiting to wear this because they sent me a mistake one, which I have an idea for. And the problem is like I said, I come from a family that doesn't think this is for adults. That thinks that if you like something that they don't like, it has to be, you know what I mean, gone. I mean, I had my sibling tell me that, well, I don't like what you like, so I'm not going to partake in what you like and everything. And I'm like, that's okay. Live your life. I live my life, you know? But you have people out there that when you tell them you're hurting me, you are basically lying about me and all the other stuff. And then they're like, when you talk about it because of everything, they're like, oh, please stop. Please stop. And I'm like, why? Because you want to tell one side of the story, but no one wants to hear my side of the story? Newsflash is a 408-page book written about someone who didn't want to hear my side of the story. And that's the funny irony twist about it, because part of the problem was from my past that caught up. And I'm looking like, really? We're going to play that game again? Why don't you go ask your little buddies about how everything, they don't have my phone numbers. They don't know me. Nobody comes to visit. Nobody whatever. They only just look at social media and say, I hate you. Well, guess what? Thank you. Thank you. You give me the best hatred of ever because it gives me more likes and love. Because I know then who actually cares about me. I know who of my friends have gone through what I've gone through and know the signs of this. I know all of my friends who could sit my sibling and my family down and point out the fact of the type of person I am, and they still will deny it. Because they've already painted the picture of me from childhood that I am an invalid, person who cannot handle anything because I am learning disabled, and the mentality was back then, let's make them out to be worse than they are so people give us sympathy. No. I am bad. I am bad with my dyslexia, but I can do things like the creative side. And I've been trying to find work in that. But everyone's like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. I know better. I know better. Do you know there are over 300 plus different types of level dyslexias out there? There's different combinations and things that people are. And I have mine as classified as SLD, dyslexia, and then reevaluated with dysgraphia and mirror touch synesthesia. And we might have dysprax, I think it's dysprax, I cannot, the one with the balance problem, because I haven't been to a neurologist yet because my insurance does not cover the neurologist. But that was fun as a kid, going to a neurologist when you had to be evaluated. Lovely needles, you know. But that's here nor there because somebody's going to deny that. Even though they didn't live it, they didn't call, they didn't whatever. Like with my family members. My grandfather is one of 14 kids. One of 14. You know, last time I saw my family members, like that actually came over to enjoy company and stuff, was in the 1980s. They stopped coming after my grandfather died. Yeah, he died in 84. And then I lost my best friend the Christmas before of an asthma medication overdose from the hospital. And then that summer, so it was December of 83, I lost my best friend to asthma medication overdose by the hospital. She passed out in front of my desk. They took her down to the nurse's station. That was the last I saw her. Then you come to summer of 84, and my grandfather dies of asbestos and emphysema and stuff from shoveling asbestos off the docks. But I get told the story he passed away in a hospital. Now my sibling says, no, he passed away in the bed and I was like, who's telling the right story? You know? Because there's another thing too. My mother and my sibling like to have their own little conversations and leave me out of it. Like, I didn't even know my sister was moving, or my sibling, I should say, because I got a best present. They don't want to be related to me. Yay! I've been not related to them since 2008 after I got insulted and almost punched by her because I put salt on onions. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Like, I'm telling you guys, just sit down and talk with me and you'll find out a ton of things because the family was around and they let her do this to me. So I packed up the karaoke machine that I was having for my niece's 7th birthday and I went home. And I had not set foot in that house ever unless I was dragged there kicking and screaming by my family to events and everything. I didn't want to go. Unless I was dragged kicking and screaming, I tried finding my ways to get home because I didn't want to deal with her. I yelled at her one time too. I said, I don't want to be bothered with it. She gave me my pajamas that I had over there when I used to watch the kids, everything else. No. So when I said, oh, I don't want to be, I said, good. I've been saying that for years. Good. I'm free. Free of being belittled by my little sister. Being free of, that her opinion is the only thing that matters, She has ex-friends that are now my friends who have filled me in on things too. See, people don't realize that some people you think are your friends find out that you're not who you think you are, and then they gravitate. Like, half of them gravitated to me and said, this is what I said. Nope, that's not me. Because even back then, I was being considered beneath her. Let's put it that way. And I'm going to speak the truth about that. But they don't want to hear the truth about that because they already have they already are set in their ways on what they see me as, which is nothing. That's good. Because if I'm nothing, or I'm this mean, evil, whatever thing, then why are you following me? Why are you asking the cousins to give you information if you want nothing to do with me? If I'm this mean, like my family, if I'm this, like, you don't want anything to do with me, but you're so scared of what I'm going to say, isn't that classic narcissist? Isn't that a classic person who is so scared of the truth because they built up so much stuff, right? I have, like I said, people in my life who will sit here and tell you everything about me, who knows more than my mother, knows more than my father, knows more than my sibling, knows more than anybody in my family. And I'm laughing at this because to tell me what's been going on, this relative, just gave me enough ammo and enough information that I had to delete all of my family members, my blood family, from my Instas, from my Facebooks, from everything. Because instead of asking me what's going on, who is here 24/7, asking me about my life, they ran and asked my sibling, who is not part of my life and never has been. I don't even have their phone number in my phone. But that's the problem with people today. They'll run to the one person who screams the loudest. Because I stayed the quietest and not wanting to deal with this, now I have to say this. And then to have it happen with people in my life, using me as a scapegoat, I'm a good person. Like I said, I've got millions of people that will tell you to your face I'm a good person. What upsets me is the fact that most people are gullible enough to believe the people without asking me what happened. Hence why there's a 408-page book written and why I had gotten emails after the fact with apologies because of what happened, but they're a little too late. You can't apologize for something when you don't have all the facts. You can't accuse somebody when you don't have all the facts. Even if you have the receipts staring you in the friggin' face, these people will not change their view. So what do I say? stay in the past, whine and pine, while I go learn how to do something and move forward with my life and get back to what I do best, which is being creative, artistic, not autistic. Okay? I'm not autistic, I'm dyslexic. Because most people are now telling me, oh, you're not. No, I know what I am. You forgot about the dyslexics. You forgot about us. We may have similar things, but, you know, you forgot about us. And all my haters, guys, I had teachers that hated me because they kept saying, like, how do you have to be so smart? Why can't you just sit in the corner and be quiet, And I hate people with that mentality. I want people to be happy, to be bright, and be themselves, Always be you. But the problem is that I get people who only want to see what they want to see because they listen to people who are not in my life, who don't like what I have, who don't understand what I do. And where are the people that are here to help me? I can't have people over here because of what I'm dealing with my family. Because if anybody is even nice to me, it's questioned. It's always been since I was a kid. Why'd they give you that? Right? I had a girl in kindergarten steal from me my pencil case thing that my dad bought me. And they made up a lie that said I gave it. And what did my family do? They believed the liar. And I'm sitting there going like, I did not give this to this girl. She took it out of my book bag and I went to get it back and she kept claiming it was hers to the point where she wrote her name in it. And my dad was like, no, you gave it to her. You gave it to her. You like to give things away. No, I don't. Ever since I was little, people would steal from me, including family members. Okay? My stuff would get broken. My stuff would be messed up and everything. And I'm sitting there going like, what? Like, do you not see this? And they just turned a blind eye. So that's how I grew up. I had to engrave my name in things. So that, because my mother had this thing where she would buy the same things for both of us. Meanwhile, I'm the tomboy. I'm the one that was playing baseball, basketball, and everything else while my sister was the girly girl, right? I used to have nails when I was acting, but because of over there and stuff and everything, dealing with the stress, biting my nails again, I am like, she's giving me makeup. She's giving me this and everything. Yes, I don't mind makeup, but I don't wear it religiously like everybody else, I was the one with the baseball hats, as you can see back there, and all that stuff, right? I was girly when I wanted to be. Some of the guys were like, yeah. Somebody's at my door, Some of the guys loved the fact that I was a tomboy because they said they got the best of both worlds. Later I found out why. And I didn't mind being the best friend for those guys, especially when I introduced them to their husbands and boyfriends and stuff. But that's here nor there, But I've lost a lot of people in my life because either they were gullible enough to believe the liars, the haters, and the people that were jealous of me, or my family listens to people who are not in my life, who don't like my life, don't like my friends, don't like anything. Like, I can't even date because it's like my mother goes, they might be taking her away from me, but they don't want to admit that. And yes, they're going to show, I know they're going to show this, and I own up to this. Yes, I'm going to get yelled at, screamed at my age and stuff, because right now I need help because I'm out of work. But where were they when I was younger? When people were destroying my stuff, when people were stealing from me, pushing me down flights of stairs in school, being egged at my graduation, my 8th grade graduation practice. We got out of the, sorry, it was not the graduation, it was the graduation I got even. I put gum on the church. Yeah, that. And it's in the video too. Yeah. Because they wouldn't let me chew gum going down because I was pissed off at everything. No, my whole class talked somebody into egging me. And the guy did egg me on after rehearsal and everything. So you want to know what my life is like? Being bullied, not only by people, but teachers, parents, and everything else, only to find really good people in my life who are now trying to fight, sorry guys, trying to fight those who to this day are still trying to twist the stories and the narratives, even though they have witnessed what has gone on. Like I said, those people, please, I don't know what the fascination is with me. If you don't like me or don't want me around, don't look at my friggin' YouTube, social media, or anything like that. I'm not here for likes and subscribes, okay? Yes, I would love them, but I do this for fun. Be nice to get a paycheck from it, but I do this for fun. Because it's the only therapy I had dealing with all of this. Because I found like-minded people. But then I also found the haters and the narcissists and the sadists and the people who weren't taught manners, right from wrong and everything else. But that's what you get. Because different cultures, different eras, different whatever, different generations and everything. Spare the rod, spare the child. I don't know the saying, being dyslexic. But, Oh, no, fair warning to all of you. I was raised with every religion, every creed, everything, because before the family ditched me and everything, they married everything and anything on my grandfather's side. So we have every religion, everything and stuff, and we get to pick whatever we wanted. But I celebrate all of them because I respect my family, even though they don't respect me, and I will partake in their cultures, and they will teach me their cultures, which is the way it's supposed to be. But I gravitate more to Wiccan. I believe in nature. I believe in the universe. I believe that there's, and I'm sweating like crazy because it's 90 degrees in here. But I just wanted to literally update you guys because I did not realize I'm on for 41 minutes live. I haven't done lives like this in a long time. Usually they're turned the other way and stuff. And now that the way YouTube is, it's back to the way it was when it first started, back when I first got on the channel. And I am sweating. I am so sorry, guys. I'm trying to find tissues. But I don't want to bring you out to the living room because I moved stuff from in here to, you're seeing the garbage over there. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sweating. And it's, when you sweat by, So, yeah. Yeah, I know. Everybody, yeah. I'm mad because I gained weight and I can't fit into it right now. Do it, yeah. Let me out. And like I said, I walk with a cane, so I'm in pain right now too from standing too long. And that's another thing too and stuff. They don't, you try to explain to people that you're hurting. And they look at you like, and we are too. Classic narcissist, Yeah, my thing is this. I will leave you for dead, though, if you try to drag me down, because growing up the way I did, I don't want people to slow me down. I want people to walk with me. I want people to excel. I want people to grow. But if you're going to try to slow me down because you want to supersede me and steal ideas and everything else, then no. I leave you in the dirt. I leave you back there. Because I want you to do it on your own. I'm not, I'll give you a push. Like right now, I'm so proud of a lot of people that I have been seeing on Instagram, YouTube, and everything, that I always try to shout them out and all that stuff because their things are excellent. Because I don't have a chance yet to do what I want to do. Because I learned from other friends too. Fight your demons now. Take care of what you can take care of now. And you'll have less to worry about in the future. So, because I got hit with getting laid off or fired or whatever you want to call it anymore, because nobody knows anymore with this damn society how to classify being let go from a job because of ADA and DEI, and people's viewpoints of what a learning disability is and why they should have given me my tools. But that's here nor there, I'm just glad I got out of there, basically trying my best now to find work in I used to be a merchandiser, or in being a tailor or a crocheter or any. I am trying to find a textile job because AI decided I'm going to take everything, allegedly. I'm going to destroy everything, Newsflash, we're in more hell. Look at Instagram, look at YouTube, and look at everybody else, ever since AI decided to take over. It doesn't know about culture. It doesn't know the difference between slang. It doesn't know what to do with us. Look how many times the sites have been crashing. You know, they were working fine before 2020. What the hell happened in 2020? Gee, I wonder. you know, but right now, my update for you guys is this: I'm not going anywhere. I can't do lives on Instagram because I don't have 1,000 followers. So unboxings will be on this channel. I am trying to do more pre-tape stuff, but that's hard when you have family members that don't like what you do, because they think this is just baby stuff and it doesn't do anything. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here talking with friends that have succeeded at this. I can succeed at this if I wanted to, but I'm not pursuing it like it's life's blood. You know what I mean? Because right now my priorities are this: deal with the people in my life that want to spread rumors, lies, and tell other people that I am the devil incarnate, even though they don't know me, don't have my phone number or anything, only talk to me on certain things and stuff. And then when I stand up for myself, including family, friends, ex-friends, and all this other stuff, and put you in your place because you were being nasty and mean, you want to go cry to everybody else, say, I'm the bad guy. No, it doesn't work that way, because I've got over 20 people saying, what the hell is this we're seeing? Because while you're spying on me, they're spying on you, and they're looking at you guys like your asses. Because you are so fixated and fascinated with my life, even though you hate me, which is an oxymoron. Just go. Go live your life. Go have fun. Stop blaming me for your sorrows. And stop being jealous, hateful, and envious. Learn how to do something like I did. I know they don't give instruction manuals, but you can figure it out. I mean, I have a harder time with my dyslexia, but, I just am tired right now. Because if you guys go on my channel, you can see what happened at my 37th birthday and why I don't celebrate my birthdays. It's a 5-part series on here. Oh, it was fun. I almost tucked and rolled out of a car. I told you I got interesting stories of how I grew up. Factual stories. I even have proof, as you see, when I tell you to go look on my channel for it. Go look. Go listen to the car ride. It's fun. I'm being belittled on my birthday. Classic thing a narcissist does to their scapegoat child. Trust me. I put up with everything because the psychologist that evaluated me recently said I'm immune to narcissism. What hurts and why I'm upset is the fact that there are gullible family members who can't think for themselves and ask me what the hell is going on, but rather run to people who are not in my life, who don't even know my friends, and don't want to ask why I stopped going to my siblings' events, why I don't deal with certain things and people. Okay? Like I said, there's a 408-page book written and published because no one wanted my side of the story. Do I have to write another one? That one might be a bestseller too. Yeah. Growing up dyslexic in a narcissistic world. Who knows? And that's copyrighted right now, by the way, because that's one of 3 titles I've got copyrighted. That's another thing too. People who want to steal things. By the way, if anybody I'm just speaking positive light, because there are so many people that want to destroy me right now. And I'm just looking at them like, if you have that much energy to try to destroy me, threaten me and whatever, allegedly, in between family, ex-friends, and everything else, right? Then you have the energy to get off your butt and go do things yourself and leave me the F alone. Leave me the fracking alone. Because I'm not your prize. I'm not your whatever. I'm just the person who told you, grow up, grow a set, and stop lying about me. Because I have been narcissized by my family since I could walk. So you people recently are not new to this. This is not new. I'm laughing my ass off because my friends are showing me how fake people are. Okay? This is hysterical that I have friends who, entertainment lawyers, doctors, voice actors, some other type of government things, and all this other stuff and everything, because I met them at conventions, got to know them and stuff, got to see how these people are and everything. And they keep an eye out for me because they know my story. They know my history. Some of them I even went to school with and know my history because they had to deal with my family firsthand. So when I say I know things, it's because I studied, I asked, and I learned. I didn't act jealous, hateful, or envious and try to take something from somebody or try to stop their growth. If you call a East Coast apartment, yeah, that's about right. We had to fix the apartment. It had a big crack in the wall. Because that's another thing too, people not letting me fix things when I'm supposed to fix them. Dictating how things are supposed to be in my life because they want to control the narrative. And this East Coast apartment has no closets. Well, technically 3, but one is being used for bathroom stuff and the other one barely holds coats. Meanwhile, my sibling has a 2-story house where her master bedroom, bathroom, and walk-in closet are the size of this place. Yeah. So I'm in I took a break from, because it's like 90 degrees here, to give you guys a heads up on what's things. I didn't realize I've been on for like 52 minutes now, you know, because I'm doing this because with the damn friggin' AI thing and stuff, I want you to make sure I'm not AI because they like to take my jobs, you know. They like to take artist jobs. They like to take everything else and give us slop. Because I've noticed a trend that before 2020, we didn't have any problems. Everybody was doing good. Everybody was doing fine. After 2020, everything just went to hell in a handbag. Now, if it deals with disclosure, you know, we explain why the sky was red so people can come visit, you know, but that's here nor there. All I'm saying to you people is this. Talk to my friends. They're more my family than my family. Guaranteed the spies are going to spy on this and give it to my sister, which is, I got to remember to say sibling, because she declared yesterday that she is not my relative, and I've been saying that since 2008. You know, hey, you try to punch me in front of family, I'm not going to associate with you. This sibling did not even realize their daughter was being bullied. And I saw it because guess what? When you're bullied your whole life, you know and spot the bullies. But I was told to shut up. They know everything. Nobody knows everything. Not even me. Even though I was book learned, smart, street smart and everything, but everyone still says, "Oh, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're ignorant, you can't handle anything," because that's what we were taught, that people with learning disabilities are dumb. No, we're not. Well, depending on how they were raised and what society school decided to do to them, because when I went to school, I was mainstreamed and told you better act right no matter what your disability is, where now some people, I found out there's a school that separates and they get all these helps and everything that I wish I had, that my parents didn't have to pay out of pocket for. But yeah, it is to the point where, like I said, I'm just updating you guys that I'm not going anywhere, that I'm dealing with a lot of narcissistic people in my life. And you can go back and watch all my videos. You'll see it. But it's funny when some people think it's about them and jump to conclusions and everything, like yesterday, because of a similar situation. And I'm just like loving the fact that the Mercury's retrograde gave me information and then other people gave me information, and I want nothing to do with my blood family. My mom's side of the family can go F themselves, as well as my dad's side of the family. Because, like I said, if I was actually part of their family, I would have been invited to birthday parties. I would have been invited to things. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm doing this for AI, guys. Why wasn't I invited? Yeah, what I found out could be a whole 4 chapters in a book. And it comes back to my parents and things and stuff. Yep. Oh, it's fun because I know there are spots like I had to literally go through my friends list and try to find all my family members and delete them because all they were doing was spying. That tells me that I have the worst friggin' family. Huh. I don't know. This person, Ray, you know what? This is my truth, my life, and this is what happens because you're not part of my life. So you can't ask that question because that's not a question to ask somebody when you don't know them and they're explaining everything. Because the wording that you use there, okay? No, it doesn't work that way. Because if you are one of my family members or family spies or the other people that are spying that have caused things, you just preach to the choir right now on how you interpret things wrong. How you're already ready to blame me because you don't believe my truth. So you just proved me right that you're one of those people that even though you're hearing what I'm saying, how I grew up and everything, you are still not believing it. And that's okay because let your words be hate. Because when it happens to you, let's see what happens. Well, here's the thing. Do you want to go find family members? Or are you another person that caused the problem on a certain podcast and are trying to trick me into something? Because everybody else was fine. Everybody was understanding. So I think you're trying to trick me. So let's see who you are, because I'm going to screenshot. If you can. All right. And let's see. We're going to remove, 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 and remove. And that's what you do to haters. Because, yes, you may want to know both sides of the story. I'm telling you my side of the story. But are you going to go hunt down the other side? Because I'm not giving you the information to the other side. Because the other side will look at you like, who the friggin' hell are you? And then it causes a war. Because they are so soothsayers that they string everybody in. This is why I had to get rid of my family. See, you're saying I'm paranoid. I'm not paranoid. See, I just caught a narcissist, people. I just caught a narcissist. Oh, I love this. Okay, we have a narcissist in here. I just caught a narcissist. Oh, wow, I just caught a narcissist. See, narcissists throw the word paranoid out at you. Not paranoid. That's a narcissistic trick to try to twist you and bait you. That's why I'm deleting the messages. Because here, I can delete the narcissist. Classic narcissist trick. Classic narcissist trick. Oh, I love they say block. That's okay. See how quick that person wanted to block me? When I questioned them, they went straight to paranoia. They went straight to everything. That's a classic narcissist. Everybody else here was respectful. Everybody else was having nice conversations and everything and stuff. But the minute I pointed out the fact of, why are you speaking that way to me? Why are you saying I'm paranoid? Why are you saying whatever? That you want to hear both sides of the story? That's understandable. But when you kept going the way you did, that's a narcissist and tried to bait me. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys. You have to watch people like that, because that's where we get the problem on social media, where people are like, they hide behind these things here, these little posts and everything, but they go quick to say, oh, you're paranoid. Oh, I want to hear both sides of everything and stuff. They're too quick. They were questioning truth, like truth with a question mark. No, 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 no. We don't do that. We don't do that. That's how you stop a narcissist. That's how you figure out who a narcissist is. Because that person could have been a fake profile, a hater, a bot, or one of those people that have been spreading hate about me. Because you have to read what they're saying and everything. Like, some of you guys here are so cool and everything and stuff. Like, positive light, positive messages, right? You want to ask questions, you want to whatever. This one right out the gate was like, paranoid, all the other stuff, right? So you see, that's how you have to watch out, people. Those are the people that don't like being called out when you ask them, why are you writing this? Why are you questioning it that way? Why not just ask things? Why are you going straight to say, I'm paranoid? No, no, no. You see, that's a narcissist. That's a trick they do. Did I forget to mention that I was a biopsychologist as my original degree, where I studied the physical for the mental and everything, and had to learn about narcissism before I decided to go into the world of entertainment? Hence why I'm immune to narcissism. I just get upset with people because you want to play that game of going straight to accuse somebody of being paranoid or anything when you don't know the whole story. And instead of asking politely what's going on, you question things. No, 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 no. Other people here did not do that. Other people here did not do that. They were like, I don't speak English, sending positive that. Oh, really? Let me find out, right? They retracted the message because it didn't look right. Asking if I was streaming from a closet, and stuff like that. Little fun things. But the minute it got to where I was validating things and giving examples so people who are in similar situations know how to deal with, we got a teaching lesson right here. See, I love teaching, okay? The person in the post questioned, went straight to say I was paranoid, and all the other stuff. That is just wrong. Because I know there are other vloggers out there that have grown up in narcissistic families, and I wouldn't say that to them. I'd be like, okay, tell me what happened. Let's see if it's a similar situation. Let's see what happens. Was yours worse than mine? Was this and everything? How do we heal together? How do we whatever, right? This one that was writing everything here went and then said block. And have a nice day. Have a nice day. You don't know me. I don't know you. You just came on to say that I was paranoid and try to disprove my truth with questions that were pointing the fact that at things that are not true. So now that they baited me into explaining how they are a narcissist, I want to thank them for the teaching lesson. I want them to go forward and narcissize more people, because maybe somebody else will put them in their place too. And if they are one of the spies, have fun, because I just outed you as a narcissist. Okay? And you turn this lovely chat of update and fun and education into something that now I have to figure out why there are so many people that hate me because they don't want to admit they have their own skeletons in their closet or their own viewpoint of how they were told the wrong information. I'm telling you my information and my life. And if you want to see it, go back through all my videos and watch. But everybody else on here was doing beautifully, asking me questions, because there's some people here that you guys don't see, that I see. And some of them were like, well, can you tell me what a narcissist is and all that stuff, And that's why I was explaining it. And then you get this one that I had to delete the messages and remove them because that is a narcissist. That could be either one of my haters, that could be somebody else that's a narcissist, or that could be one of the spies. And it's not paranoia because I've got friends who literally know who people are and what they've been doing. So you can't run from things, So yeah, if you're that scared and have to go run to call somebody paranoid, what are you hiding? Because somebody in my comments was asking, can you explain one? And then this person shows up as I'm trying to explain it and give examples from my life, and I just love this, I just love shouting them out. I love shouting them out because you gave a teaching lesson. You gave us a teaching lesson so that someone who's being narcissized can fight back, allegedly. That someone can look for the signs that they're being narcissized, Because no one should go say, are you paranoid? Or say, is this true? That tells me something about you. That you don't look at the bigger picture. You want to see both sides? All right. That means you know my family. So go ask them. Do they call me? No. Do they hang out with me? No. Do they like what I like? No. There you go. All true. So, why hate? Why be stupid? And ruin what was having fun with everybody. But since I'm on over an hour and my phone is heating up and it is friggin' hot as hell because it is now 6 o'clock at night, did not realize it was at 6 o'clock at night because I don't understand how, and I was going to take a 5-minute break to tell you guys how I am, and I end up being an hour on here and running into a narcissist. One narcissist versus 20 people on here. And out of the 20 people, I get one. That tells you something. Because the other 19 wanted to learn something, wanted to grow and wanted to move forward and have fun. And this one person, the hater, the person who, when I called them out on it, tried to turn it back onto me, went and said block. I'm like, thank you, bye-bye. Just like this, you, bye-bye. Don't do that to people. We all here were having fun, and you had to go and ruin it. Just go live your life. Narcissize somebody else because people wanted to learn something, and you ruined it. But you didn't ruin me. You're just another person. Think about it. One person out of 20 people. So that one person and 19 others were happy about this live feed. I'm going with the 19 people and the 5 likes I got. And you just proved my point about narcissism. So thank you for being my example, and thank you for being a narcissist, and thank you for being the teaching tool I needed when the person in my chats that you can't see, that I can see, asked me, can you give me an example because they're having a situation of their own and they needed to know how to get out. So thank you for giving me a way to show somebody what a narcissist would say and do. That was funny because see, on these live things, I'm doing this because of AI. All right, because you got to do the face test, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Because AI, they face whatever and everything. So I'm doing this so you guys can't, whatever. There are people on here that sometimes you can't see because I can see them, but either they're private to you guys or anything and stuff like that. So the person on here, they're giving me permission right now. They're talking to me right now and everything and stuff, to say what happened because they're very upset right now because they were shocked because of what this person just did in the chats and was like, oh my God, that explain. And I said, yep, and everything because this person, I'm asking them again, can I say it? I'm waiting. Yeah. Okay. They asked, I'm in a situation. Can you please help? I'm dealing with someone, and they described everything because it's on private, so you guys cannot see it. Blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I'll give you an example from what I was trying to say about, and I was trying to do it politely so you wouldn't know that I was talking about someone, but they just gave me permission because of what this person just did. All right. As I was explaining it, this person comes on and starts saying, is this true? Question mark, truth. Like, and I'm like, what are you saying? Why are you acute? Like, you know, and then perfect timing. It was just perfect timing, you know? And then they started saying things. Then they started saying I was paranoid. I was this. I was that. Right? And I'm like, block, block, block. Remove the message. Remove the message. And then they said block. I said, bye-bye. And then the person who asked me for the example was like, oh my God. And that's what I'm trying to tell them. I'm like, is that helpful? And they're saying yes. So I thank this person who blocked me because the other 19 people made this fun while that one person gave me a teaching method that I was trying to explain to this person because they weren't sure. Because sometimes when you're a victim of narcissism, you don't know you're being narcissized. You're being, you know. So that's why I was laughing at this because it's like when they go straight to say you're paranoid, watch those people. Because see, if I say you're paranoid, I'm going to be taking you right down to the doctors and let's get you tested. So I can make sure you're not, because I lose a lot of good friends that way because once they start getting into that bipolar, paranoia and everything else field, I'm tired of being the punching bag. Because I had a bunch of friends like that and they used me as the scapegoat punching bag and everything. Because they either forgot to take their medicines or they just literally like did not know they were. And if it wasn't for me pushing them to go to the doctor to get tested, because I get tested all the time. I'm just dyslexic, severe learning disabled with basically mirror touch synesthesia and dysgraphia, and I have to find an insurance that will take for the neurologist so I can find out if I have the thing where it's like the balance problem and everything, which I already knew I had the balance problem. It was evaluated years ago, but it has to be reevaluated because for some odd reason, this world thinks dyslexia, you can get rid of it, even though it's a genetic mutation on your chromosomes. I'm born this way. I'm My Hero Academia. I am X-Men. Yeah. I'm a mutant. Some say I'm the devil incarnate. Some say I'm evil. Some say I'm whatever. But like I said, I've got friends that have been setting people straight right now. And these people are like, but we heard it from the... Who did you hear it from? Okay? Who did you hear it from? Because my thing is this. If I've got 19 people here asking for help and saying, set an example, or basically just talk about things, have fun, right? Like, oh, I'm in the closet. No, I'm actually, I'm dealing with fixing an apartment, To get one person out of 20 people with 19 others being happy and everything to just go narcissistic on me because they want the other side of the story. Well, newsflash, I just deleted my whole family. That's a newsflash for you. And plus, they never even bother to come over here for years. They don't call me. Some people have my number and they don't even call me. They'd rather call my sibling and my other family members. One person, or they used to say one bad apple ruins the bunch. No. The other apples just kick that one out and they start living their life while the other one just sits there and rots because they couldn't move past their own insecurities. And that's sad because usually those people I'd like to help But the way society is going today, they're running everything. And the person who speaks the truth is the one that's getting the more heat than anything. Like, I got one person watching right now, but not posting or anything. And I'm sitting here going, like, is that the other narcissist I know? Or is that, because I can name every narcissist from the day I could walk through everything. I mean, I've got my mother. I got I got my mother, two ex-boyfriends, teachers, because they didn't like I was learning disabled but smart. You know, I had, you know what? I had one teacher in high school. It was a bioethics class. Bioethics said he wouldn't teach me because he wasn't getting paid special ed money. You know what karma did to him? I'm sitting in my old grade school. He walks up the stairs because his son, who is disabled, emotionally disabled, okay, sees me sitting there, and my mother was his son's teacher. He went, oops. And I looked at him like, yeah, you kicked me out of your class. You're demanding stuff for your kid. Put me in a class where all we sat there was watch in religion class videos and critique the videos. We sat there and watched Disney's Newsies. We were watching the what was it, The Punisher. We were watching. I loved that religion class. I just sat there and watched movies, and I got freaking hair in my mouth because of the fan behind me. I know you guys can hear it. You know? Huh? Did they go under another name, or is it? Let's see. What is it? Oh, I see this one. There was another one I was blocked. What are you doing now as business today? I'm trying to find work. Society does not allow for jobs. I had a job application. Trying to count the number. One application I put in because everything's done on computers right now was, well, the other one the other day was 9,200 and something. That was my application number, because that's how many people filled out online. I was lucky, I think last night, to put in an application. I was number 37 for one job position, and it's not even a high paying job. It's not even a high paying job. I don't even think I'm getting it. I've already gotten more rejection letters because they filled their quota or they hired inside. You know? That's why if you have a job right now, keep it. But if you're also neurodivergent like me and learning disabled, it's going to be hard because you got people with the stigma that still think that people who are disabled cannot work the way. Like, they used to question me at my other job, my state job, that why did I get a license? How could I drive if I'm disabled? How can I do this? How can I do that? You know? It's called, there's technologies. There's things. Before AI, there was things that helped us. Me, however, I had to force myself to read. I hate it, but I had to force myself. And if I don't know something, I pull off the side of the road, like whatever. I used to have to do dry runs, as they call it, where I would drive the route to where I was going for job interviews and everything the night before, so I knew where to go and stuff, and then draw out a map so I could get there the next day. Oh yeah, it was crazy. I would have to go out on dry runs, just literally to map out how to get around things. And then GPS shows up. You know? Like, that's why my other show was going to be basically like talking about this and stuff. But like I said, you get somebody on here that gave me a good teaching lesson for somebody who was asking for help. And yeah. But it's, as you can see, it's not a closet. If you, well, it's a room. It's just that it's apartments on the East Coast. You know, you think England's bad. England flats and you know. Well, being dyslexic and I can only do certain things. Like, my forte was like, see, the job I had with the state was like the best job because it was mostly data processing and I didn't have to read a lot. It was all short codes and everything. So I used to just like, it was perfect for me. It was a filing system. It was kept me thinking. It kept me organized and stuff. I'm also a merchandiser. I do, for the last, this will be my 21st year, this October, Halloween for the kids. I actually do event planning and all that stuff. I've done like I was the runner for a game and dance-a-thon in high school. I used to moderate that. I was a moderator. I'm a speaker, a public speaker. I have a lot of talent that nobody wants to use because you get people who say she can't do that. She doesn't know how to do that. But they don't know me because I don't have the actual paid proof because I've done it like as a volunteer or I've done it as like things that I just did for fun, you know? And learn that I could be a job out of it, you know? I know how to crochet, I know how to build things. I know how to, you know, my grandfather was a tailor, my mother's a bridal seamstress. Well, not anymore, you know? And I know friends that are voice actors. You know, I used to be on Law and Order. I used to be in the movies and stuff. But that went south because, once again, I had to give it up because of family. I had to give it up because of other people. I had to give. And this time, after what happened to me last year, I said no more. I'm not a doormat. I'm not giving anything up. And no one is stealing from me, taking from me, or anything. But the problem is that the people that I'm standing up to right now are the most ones that will not change their ways. So instead of me ruining my voice, instead of me getting ulcers and headaches and everything, I let them just talk. They want to keep saying things, let them keep saying things. They have to tell their side of the story, which is my family doesn't call me, my family doesn't talk to me, my family doesn't invite me to things. Even when I was little, I never went to. I would find out cousins had birthday parties by accident. My family used to call me the dumb luck kid. Because when they were trying to hide things from me or trying to steal from me or do anything, I'd find out. Later found out I'm a chosen one. You know? If you follow those paths and everything. You can't deceive me. When you try to deceive me, lie to me, or cheat me out of stuff, it will come back to you. Just like that teacher. You know? Just like that teacher. Yet my mother did not discriminate against his child the way he discriminated against me because he wasn't getting paid special ed money. So yeah. That's what I keep trying to tell people. Don't try to one-up me. Don't try to pull the wool over my eyes. Don't use me as your scapegoat because you don't want to get your hands dirty. Don't use me for anything like that. Because I can see through that. I just let you get away with it for a while because I'm trying to read the room. I'm trying to figure out, are you somebody that's worth playing with? Or are you somebody that's going to be dangerous? Because of your own paranoias and everything, because somebody outed you as the person who was causing the harm and everything. Heck, you can ask my friends. I own up to anything. If I done something stupid, I tell you. I go like, hey, listen, I did this. Like right now. If this gets put to my sister and my family and everything, yeah, I own up to it. It had to be said. It had to be done. You don't want to see it? Okay, fine and great. You want to let me sleep in a gutter and everything? Okay. Because I do not want to deal with my sibling. I don't want to deal with that person. And good. They made it clear yesterday that I am not their family member. So guess what? I've been saying that since 2008. I'm looking for something that I can still go to like anime conventions and everything and show off what I can do, like my creative side, because I'm also an author. I also have 2 books published, you know, and I think that, and I found out too, that's part of the reason why some of my family members do not like me is because I've accomplished things that have disproven a lot of things in this family. And some of them are actually jealous. And I'm like, just write a book. Just write a book, you know? Just do something. Just write. You know? This is why I don't get with people. Stop focusing on me unless it's for fun stuff like this or unboxings and go learn how to do something. That way we don't need AI. We can have real people with actual intelligence, you know? Actual intelligence do things. Then again, if you've seen the Department of Education in here on the East Coast, it's a wonder I survived as a dyslexic. Because they're still under the impression we outgrow it. No, we don't. Now, I just basically have a degree in mass communications with public relations training. Oh, the problem with the kids thing is you have to take a special test for that. And my friend took that test and decided to work in a daycare. He never doing that again. These parents, nope. Mm-mm. I'm not dealing with these parents. Nope. You used to be able to babysit for nothing. Now you have to have a certificate saying everything. You have to be CPR trained, all the other stuff and everything. He took it. He did it. He thought he could make a quick buck. The number of Karen parents and the number of people. Also, part of my learning disability, I can't speak another language, so that's another roadblock. And everyone calls me lazy because of it. I'm like, no. My friend that is also dyslexic, they can't do math, and I can do math like a genius. But they're a language savant. They've up to like 23, 24 languages now. You know? And the crazy part was, one of my relatives spotted my dyslexia when I was younger, but my family was like, nah, she's just stupid. She's just lazy. She's just whatever. You know? They go, no, she's a genius because she's doing things that a 2-year-old should not be doing. Oh, yeah. I was doing things at 2 years old, 18 months. I was speaking full sentences at 18 months. I was creating stuff. I was doing things like everyone looked at me like she's not supposed to do that at that age. I was too advanced. But then here came the head injuries. My mom dropped me on a slate floor when I was learning to walk. She wedged me between a bed and a wall when I was 6 months old. What else has she done? And she admits to those. Mm-hmm. Oh, she admits to those. She told people. She told one of my other friends that story too. She couldn't find me for a while. She had me wedged between at 6 months old. She said I rolled, and I ended up wedged between the wall and the thing. She forgot about me. Couldn't find me. Yeah, I told you. Just sit and have a cup of, just sit. I mean, I'm not a drinking person. That's why it's either hot chocolate tea or root beer. I love working with kids. That's why I do the Halloween. I even wanted to work at the community center down the block here, and they're hiring, but because I can't speak Spanish, they told me they have 95% of their workforce and people in the neighborhood are Spanish, so I can't get hired there. That they prefer people with linguistic skills. So, yeah. I want to work. I love working. I love kids. I love taking care of things. That's why I love when people lie about me and say I'm mean to kids and mean to everything else, you know? Raised my niece from 3 months to 3 years. I raised other people's kids. I am like an otaku auntie to people when I go to conventions and stuff. But at my age right now, I don't look it, but I just want to do something that's fun for me because I didn't get a chance to have a childhood. And what I did have a childhood was my mother was always in the ER every time we were on trips and everything and stuff, or we were in the gift shop. Or I almost fall out of the super duper looper at Hershey Park because the rope snapped and my dad threw his back out. Yeah. See, I told you I got interesting stories. But there are people on here that don't want to believe them because in this day and age, unless you have receipts, even though I'm a ex-centennial Gen Xer kid, baby Gen X, as they call it. We did a lot of stuff when I could do it. Because the little time I did have, I made sure to explore and do things. Because once it stopped, I looked into there. They are getting inundated with multiple applications because they are the easiest to work, but some of them are volunteer based. Yeah, the YMCA. Trust me, I have looked into that. Trust me, I've got applications out for a whole year, and people don't realize you can't reapply to certain jobs until after 6 months. So I'm trying to explain that to my family. My family still thinks you can walk into a store and get a job. Yeah. My family really thinks you can walk into a store today and get a job. You can't. Everything is done online. Like my dad keeps going, why don't you go work at the supermarket? I go look online. There are no jobs in the supermarket unless you want to be a security guard because everything is that scan, and I can't stand for long times, and Also, I would be a hardship because people will be like, you're going to have to restock. I can't lift either. Like, I'm lucky I'm this far. Like, my arm is killing me right now. That's why I took a break to tell you guys what was updating, and I didn't know I'd be on for an hour and a half. Because I gab. I talk, you know? And then I get the one narcissist that's in the chat, you know, that I put down again. And like last week, I got another narcissist who told me I had crazy eyes. I know we have our own faults, people. Don't make me yours. You know? I'll just embarrass you, because I was embarrassed my whole life. But I'll do it in a polite way. Because I'll point out the truth. And ask you tons of questions. You know? Because that's the thing. Ask, and ye shall receive. Right? Seek, and you shall find. Find a narcissist, out them. So they don't hurt somebody else. But no, I've looked into the YMCA. I've looked into all the organizations. Some want volunteer, some want paid, some want whatever, you know. I need something right now because, like I said, I'm an author of 2 books. I could write books if I wanted to. I could work at the Renaissance Fair if I didn't have to deal with my family and their way of like, oh, you can't go up there by yourself. You can't do this. You can't do it. If you know how old I am, it's like, it's the story of my life, you know. You can't go anywhere. You don't have money. You can't do this. You can't do that, you know. Can't go see your friends. You can't whatever. It's on our time. Clean your apartment. Do this. Okay. So, like, I get heat right now because if I have to look for work, everything's online. So I can't finish putting stuff back together in here after we plastered the walls, everything and stuff like that, right? So I can't finish putting things back in here because I have to sit and spend all day fighting people for a shot at an application that might not be real because we've already found 2 trafficking and other types of things on other job sites that my recruiter is like, even got tricked with one. If I have to go food shopping, and that's an all-day event with my family and stuff because they want to go where they want to go. It took me this long to even get them to let me go where I want to go. Okay? They don't eat what I eat, especially with having polycystic ovary syndrome or polymetabolic, you know, and stuff. Oh, workforce doesn't work. I'm too old for workforce. Yeah, I'm too old. I don't look it, but I'm too old for workforce. Workforce says I'm too old. I'm too young to retire, but too old to do workforce. Oh, and I went to those hiring events. They looked at me like, you can't be a fireman. They looked at me like, you can't be a police officer because I walk with a cane. And then the other ones were fast food places, and they were looking for more teenagers. Like, I will sit there and I will argue with these people. Like, I was the other day at a community fair thing here arguing with a school, and not like arguing where you're yelling or anything, at the fact of why are you not mainstreaming your special ed and you're separating them, but these other schools over here are mainstreaming them. You know? Because you not realize what that does to them mentally? To single them out? Oh, libraries, my friend worked for the library. He tried to get me in. They were cutting back so bad they even let him go. They forced him to retire. Trust me, I've been at this for a year. Like I said, I've got friends in high places that have been trying to get me work. We're fighting against a losing battle with AI. We're fighting against space because more people are getting laid off. We're fighting against things. Like, I have put in so many things. And the only thing is I will not work for the state again because of how they treat their learning disabled or the disability people. Because their mentality, they don't know what goes on. And they don't even have the disability, so they don't know what we go through. And, nah, I see a lot of people leaving state jobs. Nobody wants to work for state jobs anymore because of the bureaucracy that's in there. Dealing with things. They want to work you like a dog, you know? And I'm not going through that again. I gave 18 and a half years only to be, you know? So I'm trying. I am trying to find work. I'm not lazy. I'm not stupid. I'm not ignorant or anything. I literally am trying my best. But I'm fighting people in a society that only sees things from a different point of view and won't see the fact that I could be the most creative person in their life but they would rather have AI. Or I could be the best fit because I can help you learn a different way, but no, I have to be 100% for them. That if I ask for a computer that talks to me or certain writing tools and stuff, that it's a hardship, that they don't have the money for that. They want somebody that can speak a language. You know how much that hurts? And then on top of it, the stuff I'm good at, like being creative, being whatever, nobody's hiring because they're scared of AI, like I said. They don't want to lose what they have. Most people won't even display. Like, I'm working on stuff that I won't even display because I don't want AI stealing it. I keep doing this because now you have that AI fake thing where they fake the face. See, no makeup, no nothing. Oh, and by the way, this is called perioral dermatitis. It's not contagious. It's not whatever. It happens with the hormones and everything. And it started from the fact that they shot me with steroids and caused it. And we didn't know that until after I was diagnosed with the polycystic ovary or polymetabolic. And like, I had even doctors that I can't. Like, I'm prone to cysts, and I have a cyst in my ear, and it had ruptured, and the doctor wouldn't even remove it. And I've been sitting for 2 years because it got infected. My job that I was working at got it infected because we were underneath the carport, and all the dirt was coming down. It was, I just pray to the universe that anybody, like, you don't want my life. You don't want it. They're amazed that I am not. You know what I mean? Why do I keep getting up? Well, I'm a phoenix, born under the phoenix. I mean, I got the Heroes tattoo from Heroes. That's another thing too. If people found out I had tattoos, they have a heart attack. They literally have a heart attack. Like, you? That's why people don't know me. People do not know me. And that's sad because I was using this as an outlet to get people to know me and remember me because of what was going on in my family. But if you see from all my posts, how many times I've run into narcissists, how many times I've run into the scapegoat, the bipolars and everything. And I sit there and I go like, look, I know I'm an empath. I know I'm a good person and everything. I got friends that can vouch for that. But it's society's views of how I'm supposed to be is so skewed because I am not that generation after who were taught one way and use their disability as a crutch. I don't use it. Now I'm using it as an example of why you guys are not listening to me and you forgot about the dyslexics because we were told not to use it as a crutch. And that's why we lost out to autism and hit the drum cymbals now, because those kids fought harder. Their parents fought harder than our parents because we came from the baby boomer parents that's like, shut up and leave it in the house. Put a smile on your face. There's nothing wrong, There is something wrong. And I want you guys to look deep in your hearts and learn that you shouldn't be jealous, hateful, or envious of anybody. You shouldn't hate the fact that you want to do something like what I'm doing, and instead of asking me how so I can teach you, you'd rather steal, allegedly. Or you talk to family members that I don't talk to or have not talked to since the 1980s or the 1900s, as you guys put it now. And the ones that were on my social medias didn't even bother to invite me to things and stuff and just blatantly ignored me because they were just there to spy. So yeah, I got rid of them because I'm not going to keep people in my life that are going to drag me down. I'm not going to keep people in my life that just want to make me fail every time because they want to look good. I'm going to speak my truth. I know my truth and I know what happens. And if the people that are scared not to talk, let's see who this is. Do we get another? Let's see. I'm hoping we don't have another. See, I also run hot on instinct. Because I'm an empath, part psychic, part tarot card reader, part whatever, So sometimes things ping me. Like, Jeff Kidd is like a cool person. All right? They're trying to help and everything. Yeah. But the one I had before, they were like really went narcissistic, And then everybody else, I'm just seeing how everybody's reacting to things and stuff. I mean, I follow a lot of, what's this? Are we talking Deuteronomy or are we talking Bible? See, you don't know I knew that, huh? Or is that because remember, I'm also dyslexic, so I'm trying to read the words. Wait, Iliad? Are you talking about like Jason and the Lion and stuff like that, like Greek mythology? Because I love Greek mythology. But I also know a lot of people have an Achilles heel, and I know most of where they are. That's why some of my friends fear me. I know most of people's Achilles heels. You can't, you can't, you know? People try to figure me out and they can't. But I try to bring some hope because I'm tired of the narcissistic people. I'm tired of everyone that wants receipts when I come from a generation where it was, how do they put it? F around and find out, you know? Or we didn't wear helmets and we skid along the road, Or we jumped off of like things and stuff. Like we were daredevils. And that's probably why I walk with a cane right now too. But nah, that's because of the Cipro I got from having an infection that the doctor didn't realize Cipro eats away the cartilage in your knee. Yeah. And I'm sitting here trying to not get bit by a mosquito that just flew, if you just saw it. And everything. So yeah. My phone is getting hot. I've been on for almost 2 hours. And I am hoping. Oh, now everybody comes on. It's funny. It's only showing like so many people here, but I'm seeing like I have like about 25, 26 people, And I'm so hot. It is like I took a break because it's so hot and everything, and just wanted to let you guys know I'm trying my best. That's all we can do. And hopefully people understand that don't make me like the reason you blame your life in it. No. Don't be jealous, hateful, or envious of anyone. Don't listen to others until you get all the sides of the story. Don't accuse somebody of being paranoid when they're explaining their side of the story and all you can think of is like question everything. If you're going to question my truth, then you better tell me where you got your other facts, because for somebody to question my truth means that they were talking to people who don't know me. Because once people who know me talk to other people, they find out, oh, the information I got was wrong. She was right. Why did this person tell me that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe they hate my guts. They're jealous of me. They're envious. Or I put them in their place because they lied. They lied to me, at me, and around me. They lied to others, convinced others I was a devil incarnate. Yeah. Told you from birth I've been, So that's why I look at people like, you're not my first narc. You're not my first narcissist. You're not my first bully. You're not my first whatever. I mean, I got egged, like I said, at my 8th grade graduation rehearsal. I come out and I get egged. Okay? I got pushed downstairs. I got, mom's home haircuts. Things like that. Doctors who wouldn't listen and then go, oops. I heard oops more my whole life than, oh, wow, we figured out, So, yeah. So before my phone overheats, I was hoping other people would come on, unless they're using other channels and everything and stuff. But to those out there who want to be a narc or narcissist and everything, or spy on me and everything, what's wrong with you? Can't you enjoy life? How miserable are you that you have to prove me wrong even though you don't ask me my truth and listen to other people? I want to move forward and have fun with people. But like I said, I had 20 people on here, and one of the 20 people went narcissist, and the other ones were like, oh my God. I just proved, So yeah. So, guys, enjoy the rest of the night. Have fun. And don't be narcissistic. Learn how to do things so you're not jealous, hateful, or envious of anybody. And be happy, be bright, and always be you. Bye.